so glad you're here. I'm so glad that we have a cartoon this time, but we have a focus on Sweden, so it's normal to have a cartoon, but I really wonder if I've ever seen before a Swedish cartoon.
Really? First time?
Yes, really, yes. I think it's the very first time.
Wow.
And it's because, among other reasons, is because it's an excellent one, by the way. But one of the reasons is that we are dedicating this edition, the 5th edition, is dedicated to our important film director and cartoonist also, Ion Popescu Gopo. You know, it's starting from one of his characters, the little man, you know, it's the Romanian prize, the Romanian Gopo, the Romanian Oscar, so to say.
Exactly.
It starts from them. So the whole festival is surrounding this idea of Ion Popescu Gopo. So we had this cartoon, and I'm really very happy with Mamamoo because it was so sweet, so nice, so many animals in there. An owl also, it started with an owl and so on. And I never thought to a connection between, let's say, a cow, so Mamamoo, and Sweden, because in my head, cow means usually Switzerland because of chocolate. And it means also India because it's a saint, it's considered to be a saint because giving milk and so on. I understand when I went in there why it's so important to take care of, because it's the key to survive, the milk of a cow. But I never thought for the northern part. So let's start by saying a few words about that. Is it an important animal? Do they usually have in the countryside, of course, not in Stockholm, I suppose? Cows?
Well, let me first say it's a pleasure to be back. I'm honored to have Sweden included again in this
and to be focused on Sweden.
And to have the focus on my country yet again. And I'm glad also that this year that we can be part of celebrating Gopo. Mrs. Nistor, Irina, you were really the one who introduced him to me. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that Mamamoo can be part of adding to that animation.
It if he will.
Yes.
He's still alive, that's for sure, I think, because it's a certain... Because it's in between Disney and Gopo, this film, you see?
It's I
very...
see what you mean.
Yes.
It's about animals, but it's really about... life and people and our feelings, etc.
But reindeers and Christmas.
And it's a nice spirit to it, Christmas spirit even. But the cows, for sure, they are, I mean, my country, Sweden, we used to be a big agriculture nation as well. Today, many of the small farms are, of course, grown into bigger farms, but I mean, we pride ourselves, of course, it's the milk coming from the Swedish cows. They may not be living as happily in a small barn as the one we see, and they may not be as happy as Mamamoo, but for sure, I think they are well taken care of, even though in bigger factories. So for sure, the Swedish cow is very present everywhere in Sweden, even I'd say not in the center of Stockholm, but still, we try to preserve. Hopefully, well, we'll see.
Screen,
I don't know for the opening. Maybe they had something. I don't know, a mascot maybe. But even in the closer parts to Stockholm, there are some big green areas, and the cows can be very helpful to help with, instead of moving the lawn, you can have a cow, for instance. You can have goats as well. I've seen this here also, very efficient.
Because I never thought, as I was saying, about that in Sweden, because it's not everywhere. For example, in New Zealand, you have sheep.
Yes. We do have sheep and goats also, but cows would be more
as we have in Romania, both of them.
You have everything here in Romania. It's such a rich country. And we do have the cows, and I say the cows, the Swedish cows have adapted. They live all the way up in the north as well. They survive.
Even in the cold weather.
And I should say we have an interesting thing, because the cows, I think they stay inside during the winter in Sweden because it's cold. So then you keep them inside. But usually in beginning of May, the weather will be good enough. And so the farmers will actually, they will open the barn and the cows will sort of jump out, and they are very happy. So it's, you know,
what you're
it's a
saying
celebration.
is like for the bear, they're hibernating
it's
a little bit. Yes.
Well, it's sort of opening, you know, and they know it's spring and they can be outside. And
nice.
It's really, now they make it into an event for the kids. It's happiness for the cows, and it's really fun to see. So I think it may not be a coincidence that it's actually a cow in these children's books. The main character, which comes from a children's book,
That's why it's called
is a mama.
It's the idea of mother.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, these films
taking
come
care
from,
of all the other animals
for sure,
at the farm.
for sure.
Because we have another film about, it's called Cocoa Farm.
Yes.
It's a coincidence. It's in the Canadian film, in the north. Yes. But there, they have hens and eggs. So they are concentrated on that.
I see,
Well, we have
a bit of that
here.
There
as you
are,
can see.
yes.
With a skateboard, I think it's
in some unusual situations, maybe.
Yes.
But I think that is what makes this entertaining.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
No,
but is there an animal characteristic for, except the reindeer?
I would say reindeer on the one hand, but I would say also the moose.
The moose, yes. It took us some time to make the difference between moose and reindeer, to tell you the,
bigger.
In order to make the difference, yes.
But the moose, of course, is not everywhere, but recently, meaning a few weeks back, there was actually a moose that had by accident walked into the, it was actually stopping the trains, the metro trains. So it was the outside train. Yeah, well, it was, the metro also goes in the tunnel, so then it goes up above ground. Yes, so above ground. Yeah. So that was a problem. So these animals, they're wild animals, but occasionally they do come closer to nature.
They go on a trip. They go on a trip in the city. Yes, on holiday in the city.
It's not great because they get scared, of course.
Yes, that's for sure.
They get scared, so it's not good. But it's
and
they are
even
present.
People, I think they can be a little bit scared because they are not used to that. Because they know to the reaction and so on. It's quite complicated. Yes. Okay. Let's remember a little bit the other films in this one. So we have a Bergman.
Yes. As it should be, I guess.
Yes. There's no Sweden without Bergman.
I guess
even if he left for Germany at a certain moment.
For sure.
For taxes, taxes are always a reason. Yes.
Well, we're known for our taxes as well in Sweden. Although we hope people get something for it. But that's of course the most important thing, to make people pay the taxes. But he gave a lot back to Sweden. Of course, his memory lives on, and it's only a few years back that we made the centenary of his birth,
and it was also in TIFF, by the way.
Yes, exactly. So I'm glad. I mean, there's a lot to look into. I'm glad he's always included. It's important for coming generations also, I think. It's a different style of movies, I suppose. But it's
a beginning. It's even before that,
Yes, of course. So
the Phantom that you are seeing every year, for example, and then he took the actor and the film director for The Wild Strawberries. So we're making a cine concert with that, so I'm quite familiar with it. And people enjoy it every time. They enjoy it. Yes. And in this documentary about Bergman, they were showing also his private cinema hall where he was watching which is also something that we could learn from him to keep in mind who started our career, who was our mentor, who influenced us before the influence.
Right.
Which are not as important as a master,
Of course.
Yes. A mentor, which is something different. You were present also in TIFF with some.
We were this year. It was a particular honor also because it was a Nordic focus. I think there was all in all some 25 Nordic movies. We had several, including some of these really old ones, also with the silent movie, with the Swedish silent movie, together with a concert which was performed in the one of the churches in Cluj. So it was very together also with more modern films, and I'm so impressed that. That this brings, I mean, this is, of course, the biggest film festival that Romania is hosting in this region of Europe, but it brings together so many people. And I was also very proud to see many representatives, not just the filmmakers themselves, but also, I mean, the directors, but also from the Gothenburg Film Festival. So there was sort of a link between
diplomats
the festivals,
included.
some diplomats. There was a nice Nordic party, and also from the film industry, because I think both in terms of co-productions
because
between our countries.
there were some co-production, even with Sweden, not only with the northern countries, but with Sweden specifically.
Sweden, Romania, and then also the interest that I hope can grow in Romania as a country for shooting films.
Yes.
We do have also some of that capacity, some of the places in Sweden, but I think Romania has a lot of additional scenery probably and places that could be very interesting.
And very good technicians also, so they can use those.
Excellent.
So, and we are still waiting for the new law of tax incentives. So we hope this year it will happen, or next year.
Very good.
In the worst of case, but I think this year.
Well, that's something that will be beneficial for other countries as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a connection. It's such a nice connection between also filmmakers, but also audience, and sometimes from audience you can discover filmmaker later on, because some of them, you know, they started just being simple public as audience in the important festivals in Romania or outside Romania, and then to change to be which is something I think so important to have an aim, to have a goal, to have it.
Definitely.
I was just thinking when I was asking about the most representative animal in there, I thought it was also a horse, because you know at the festival, the film festival in Stockholm, you have a wooden horse as a trophy.
Yes. I would say, well, the horse, I guess, I mean, again, it's the agrarian background of my country, really. I mean, it's like that. So the horse in any farm, you wouldn't have a farm, would you, without a horse? So it's.
And I think also, you know, that the horse was among the first moving images ever. You remember?
Yes.
And I think that was also a reason.
The galloping horse.
Yes, the galloping one.
Yes.
And I think that is one.
It's a symbol.
You are just starting the film, showing us on even before the Lumiere's brother. I think it was something with horses, and maybe that's the reason. I never asked. I was too timid in 1992 when I was in there for it was the first edition and so on. I remember that even the film who got the prize, I missed it because there were so many films. I wasn't organized enough after just 2 years after the revolution. I traveled not enough and so on. I didn't know how to organize such a film festival.
But you still did. Very good.
But I missed the one that got the prize. So
Well.
So you see, but it was such a nice souvenir. I really enjoyed that. I came back with many things that I planted in here. You remember Santa Lucia? It's still there every year. Still waiting for it.
It will happen again this year. And we see a little bit of that spirit Christmas of Christmas and the preparations
and
that
all
we
the
have.
preparations. Because it's something magic. It's something.
It's a special
it's repeating and it's not repeating. There is always a surprise, which is very complicated to obtain. So to say. You have also films in Les Films de Cannes.
This
now,
year, I don't
yes.
know. You tell me, Irina. You're the expert. Well, we have been very successful there.
Yeah.
Of course, winning the Palme d'Or twice. So,
yes. But it was too soon to get it one more. But he was the president of the jury.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what we have there, but what I am sure of is that we do participate. We try to have a large Swedish film footprint in the different cinema festivals here in Romania, several of course in Bucharest, but we try also to take we have the Nordic Film Festival where which we this year also took
place in Timișoara.
Timișoara, exactly.
Yes.
It already happened there in Timișoara now because it's European Capital of Culture this year. It's the place to be, obviously.
Yes, this
so
year,
we were there with altogether 12
but
movies.
there is a new cinema opening now for the Les Films de Cannes, so I think it's also very important.
That's true.
Yes.
They would
Madame
do
du
that there.
Barry, it's the film opening.
Yes. I understood they would do it there.
Yeah.
But then we will have the edition in Bucharest in November. 23 to 26 November will be the Nordic Film Festival here in Bucharest. So.
And it's going to be in Edith Popescu?
Yes, that's usually where we are.
Usually,
it's a very nice place, and
because it's nearby. The holiday season starts because for us it starts. We have the National Day on the 1st.
Exactly.
In fact, we have on the 30th of November we have St. Andrew, which is the patron saint of Romania. So it's a free day also. We have the 1st, then on the 6th of December. I know it's a national day of Finland, but they are not celebrating St. Nicholas as we do in here.
We don't celebrate it either.
St. Nicholas either?
No,
because it's too soon.
I guess it's not anymore the tradition. I don't think we had it. It's more in Catholic countries, I believe.
We are Orthodox. So,
exactly, Orthodox Catholic. But since we're Lutheran, I think they did away with a lot of the saints.
In France, the explanation it's they said too many gifts, it's too expensive.
So too much candy for the kids.
Yes, because usually for St. Nicholas it was books and chocolate.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the only thing is. And maybe sometimes some shoes, because the gifts are not coming here in
the sleigh, not
no. It's inside the shoes or inside the boots and so on. It's not in stocks like socks. Usually in other countries, Father Christmas is also in socks and so on. So I think
it feels. But soon enough, that period is coming, and I think what we need, because it's such a dark period, that's why we need the light.
Yes, I think it's a little bit. A little bit.
We do need that
to feel a little bit of.
And then looking ahead to next year, we will also have another edition of this Cine Femina, which I am proud of, because I think it's the first.
I'm quite sure, because we've been together to a dinner at the British ambassador. His Excellency is leaving, unfortunately, this year. Yes, but he'll be back. Maybe he'll be back even for film festival, because
he's for that then. Because I think what is special with that film festival, I think it's the only one so far. Let's hope there will be more in other countries. Can be the inspiration from here, with only female directors.
Luckily, we have some at this moment in Romania.
We have in Romania, but also for many other countries. So it's sort of a European. So the plan is for next year. It will be 12 countries so far, Romania including, I hope.
And in Timișoara, the Film de Cannes will be also with just the film director, women film director. Starting with this one, because they won in Cannes, so it's a nice coincidence.
It's very good. It's very good.
Or they were there anyhow.
Because I think I think this is a tough business as it is. I think it takes a lot of...
Usually in Romania they were producers up to now, because it's the most complicated one.
Yes,
because you have to find money, because you're not putting your money because you don't have it. So you have to find people to help you to make a film. So usually, you know, probably women were, I don't know, they have the patience.
Yes.
Yes, they have the patience to do that, and they probably they can be tender and they can impress more than the men and so on. But it's very complicated to tell you the truth. But I think 80% of them are women in Romania, the producers. But in the meantime, there are some women, both producers and film directors, or just film directors, and I think it's very important.
Very good.
As long as the films are good, also,
Well, of
because you
course.
can't say just because it's made by
And
a he or a
also,
she.
But all the male directors, not
Yes.
all the movies are good either. So we
Yes,
should not
it's the
judge
same.
too harshly.
But in both cases, yes, in both cases we have to.
But you've seen it all, of course.
Yes, we have to take.
Yes,
I try to see as much as many as possible.
But then, interestingly, the writer of these stories is a woman, because this Mama Mu character is based on a book, on a children's book. And
It's a children's book, or is it's a comic book?
No,
also?
it's a children's book.
A children's book,
children's
but
book.
with also with the cartoons inside.
With anime, I mean,
Yes.
the same, but obviously it's in a book. So it's a picture book.
It's a picture book, but with text also.
With
It's
some
legends,
text.
what we
with
call
some
it.
text, exactly.
Yes, yes.
But the point is also to have the illustrations there, of course. So the mother is a woman, but I guess the director here is a man. But
So it's a mixture.
So
I
it's
think
a
it's
family.
okay, yes.
It's a family, I guess.
Yes, it's a family already. Yes, because they don't have to necessarily to be. Which is your favorite comedy?
Oh my God!
All over the world, all over the
all
films,
over the world,
all over the yes.
Oh dear, that's too much for me.
Wow, I can't imagine.
No, that's
The first
too much.
one.
Yeah, now I draw a blank, Irina, when you put like that. So while
You see,
I think
we are not preparing the questions.
while I think, you tell me, and I will promise I cannot choose that one because you've seen it all.
It's funny because somebody today taken Some Like It Hot, and I said, that's mine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, just also because it is included here, and not just because of that, but as a Swedish person living abroad, the Solsidan, which we'll also be showing here, is actually a good comedy.
Yes.
I'm not sure, for me as a Swedish person,
It's a
I can
dramedy, I think.
It's
drama.
I can pick up on a lot of the subtle things.
Yes.
I am curious how fun it is for other nationalities to see, but I think we are probably more similar than we think.
Yes, I think, and especially
as humans and
the Romanians, they enjoy
relations.
so much to see films from all over the world.
Yes.
They can pick, they wouldn't say, oh, this is from Asia, I'm not interested in, or this is from I don't know where, and I'm not interested in, because they have seen so many from so different places that I think this is an advantage when you are a film lover like that. Yes, yes.
And I guess some of the platforms that are available now.
Yes, and there are plenty of Nordic films,
Nordic
good. Yes,
films,
and
but
TV
also,
series also. Yes, and
so
yes.
I think it brings us closer as people. I think a little bit.
Yes, because you have from time to time you have also a character that you get in love with, and it's
from another
sort of,
country.
Yes,
you have experience in another
yes.
country. You wouldn't think about
and,
it. So
all of a
that's very
sudden,
nice.
it's called kind of you depend on the day when it's shown, or if it's a platform, you can see it whenever you wish. That's a great difference.
That's
I think that's an important one.
Very convenient.
Yes, it's quite. That's the word, convenient, because I remember. Until '89, for example, for TV, we had on Monday we had a TV serial from Great Britain, so usually taken from a book, from a famous book or something like that. We had on Saturday we had. Policeman story, something all of a sudden.
Creamy style. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And on Tuesday we had it's called Telecinematheque. So we had an old film like Casablanca or the others, okay? And films from the 30s, 40s, 60s, depends, okay? And on Sunday at lunchtime, we had, again, a TV series, and usually it was a film with Samantha, if you remember. The one, was it Past in Bewitched was called, and it was a blonde girl, and she made everything change just by moving her nose.
Oh.
Yes, it was called Samantha, and it was the favorite of Ceausescu's wife. So, yes, so they were, yes, so it was very expensive, but they bought it immediately. And it was shown at lunchtime on Sunday, the very moment they were sitting to have lunch. So somebody was calling the national television. It was nearby the national television, by the way. They were preparing some, you know, some traditional music or something until the very moment.
Really?
So they changed the hour when the film started. It wasn't changed very much because usually probably they were having lunch the same. We didn't notice it from home. I find it out later on from the programmers on that time. Yes, but and then in fact the film was first with Veronica Lake, so it was a film in the 30s, I think 30s, 40s, and then they made one with Nicole Kidman. Again, yes, my wife, the Bewitched, by my wife or something like that, or my wife, the Witch, yes. So, but as I was saying, so we had to have, or also on Saturday, when they stopped showing detective stories and so on, they started with Dallas.
Yes.
And I suppose it was shown in your country also.
Had
yes.
It too.
So they changed the hour for weddings and so on in order to see. It was worse than a football match when Dallas was there.
Everyone wanted to see it.
Yes.
Wow.
But it's funny because Ceausescu thought that Dallas will show people how horrible is life in USA, which wasn't the case. Well, everybody wished to have exactly the house in there, to have the family in there, to have also the oil in there. If possible, we had some oil in Ploiești, as you know.
That's true. Yes, I've seen.
So and also at the seaside. So so that is the idea. So, darling, dear Therese, thank you so much for being here every time with us.
My pleasure,
and,
always.
Thank you for letting me be your friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Irina.
Thank you.